Welcome to FADA TV, the video channel created by and for new car dealers and brought to you by the Florida Automobile Dealers Association.
Good morning, FADA family. Ted Smith here in Tallahassee. It's the first week of the Florida legislative session, and I just finished having a chat with the man that's going to be Speaker of the House in 2023 and 2024. His name is Paul Renner. He's a gentleman I've gotten to know as he's come up in the House. He's in his 7th year of service. I want you to hear what he has to say about the importance of your relationship with members and the importance of our industry, and you're going to get an insight into the fact that he understands the manufacturer-dealer relationship.
Thank you, Paul, for joining us. So glad to have you, man.
Great to be here, Ted. Thanks.
You know, it's really nice to know that the incoming speaker understands our business.
It's not lost on me how important car sales are here in Florida to government's ability to function and do the things it needs to do. And I know there's a lot of challenges right now, a lot of folks that want to buy cars and dealers who want to sell them, and there's not enough cars to sell. There's some supply chain issues, and I'm hopeful we're going to get through that this year upcoming and get back to some semblance of normal. I'm in the car market, but I'm kind of waiting to see, what shakes out. So I know it's tough right now on everybody, but hopefully demand's there, and once we get our cars produced, we'll get to selling more. But I know a lot of people are busy, so that's good.
Speaker-designate Renner seems to really understand that we have a regulated free market here in Florida, and that system produces great benefits for the consumer.
You know, most of us, certainly on the Republican side, kind of come to it, like you said, with a free market approach, and hey, there's a contract here, and we ought to stay out of these things. And we have the same battles. You talk about food fights, whether it's alcohol issues between people who make craft beer, for example, and those who distribute it, and how much they have an opportunity because it's another regulated industry. So we see this over and over again. We had a fight over utility poles last session. And so I think a lot of members kind of come to those issues with a lot of hesitancy, but once you dig into the details, and it's one thing to maintain the status quo, but where one side we feel like is trying to take advantage of the other side, that's when the case can be made, as you've made to me, that we got to look at whether or not intervention is necessary to keep the playing field fair. So that's again the reason why having your guys engage with members to explain that we've got this unique situation. It's not just like I sign a deal with my roofer or whatever to put a roof on my house. It's a contract, yes, but it's got a regulated component to it where, and I think that the key thing that I would point I would make is the same argument that distributors make on the alcohol front, is that you guys are building goodwill for these brands. You're investing your time, your money to make whatever it is, GMC, Ford, BMW, whatever the make is, the manufacturer is, to really make that a well-regarded brand in that community. And so there's a deal there about what is everybody's lane. And so the argument that's been made, I think by you is that when the manufacturers come into the dealer's lane and try to take more and more away from what that relationship has been, you're eating into that time and effort that wasn't spent selling cars, but just building the brand at the expense of the dealers. And so, we try to approach these issues as best we can. And while there's some hesitancy to get into it, we do understand that there's got to be fairness in the process. And where we see that it's not fair, that's when we, are prepared to intervene.
Paul Renner understands your issues.
I'll just tell you that, the people that come and meet with me on issues, I try to address them. And so if we're hearing a lot from your dealers about their concerns, that does go a long way towards garnering, a favorable view, a sympathetic view toward what everybody's going through and any challenges that they're facing that may require the legislature to look at. So and they're in every district. So the great thing about the folks you represent is that just like the house districts, there's one or more car dealers in every house district in Florida. So it really is important to get to know those folks. And the other reason it is because we all come from different backgrounds. We got farmers and teachers and engineers and lawyers and all kinds of folks. And they don't necessarily know anything about your issue or issues. They go on to buy a car, perhaps, most of them, but that's all they know. And so they don't know the intricacies of, franchise law and all the different things that you may face. Though we're all hearing about labor shortages, and we're certainly aware of some of the macro issues, but some of the issues unique to your industry, it's just important to spend that time with them. They want to hear from you, and it'll be better across the board if you do, and you may make a good friend in the process.